Hello, Wanderers. Welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series in the Game of Thrones mod, following none other than Aegor Bittersteel himself, the commander of the Golden Company. And in that last episode, we had some truly epic battles. Yes, we were gaming the system, but that is simply sometimes how you just have to play the game. And for those of you who are kind of maybe a little bit skeptical at how things went in that, because we were playing to the AI in the defense of Dragonstone here. I offer you this kind of explanation for what happened. Now, obviously, we know that, just even defending an island terrain like this would give our troops a huge advantage, a massive advantage, 5-1 or maybe even 10-1. And we were outnumbered pretty much 10-1 throughout that war. It was basically, 50,000 of us versus 300,000 of the enemy. And so you might kind of wonder why they would just continue to throw themselves against Bittersteel here on Dragonstone rather than like starving him out or waiting for him to come to them or many of the other options. And so the way I see it is thus. Bittersteel lured Valar in to Dragonstone here, lured his forces into land on Dragonstone, thinking that they were going to capture Bittersteel and Haegon together and end the war in one fell swoop. So they lure the armies in, but what they weren't expecting were the combined forces, the combined naval forces of our allies, the Velaryons, and the forces, the navy of the Arbor as well, which actually joined us. And so the way I see it is Valar, thinking that he probably not even realizing that, the Velaryon fleet and maybe they knew the Velaryons had turned against them, but they didn't know that the Arbor had switched sides, perhaps. And so they land their army here thinking to swiftly take it. They have a massive, massive troop advantage. They could throw as many troops as they needed against the walls of Dragonstone and bring it down, capture Haegon, capture Bittersteel, end it all. But the fleets of the Velaryons and the Red Wine fleet come in, and while they're here on the island, the Velaryon fleet and the Red Wine fleet start burning the ships. Maybe we even had some caches of Dragonfire that we found on Dragonstone, and so we're burning their ships, destroying their means of escape. And we had way more troops hidden on Dragonstone than they expected. And so as their fleets were burning, their forces start to turn into a panic, and Bittersteel leads an epic charge out of Dragonstone, which essentially turns into a rout, and the rout turns into a massacre as the forces of Valar have nowhere to flee. And so anyone who didn't, flee was captured, and that probably explains, why we've got so many highborn prisoners. And beyond that, it was just basically all of our forces just massacring anybody on the island who didn't surrender. Their fleet was burned, and so that was how we were able to crush that army of 300,000 and basically bring them down to size. So that's how I imagine the Battle of Dragonstone went. It probably wasn't, 2 years or a year or whatever it was of them throwing army after army at us, because that's just how the game mechanics work. But I just imagine it as one epic siege of Dragonstone, or the Battle of Dragonstone is how the heralds would sing of it. And so that's how I think that it played out here. So after that, some time has passed. We went and we started sieging down the enemy, and now we've got a force sieging down King's Landing. Now, technically, we could end the war right here because we have the Gallant Tree perk that gives us the opportunity to enforce demands at 90%. We could end the war here, but I think we all deserve one more epic battle, especially with the enemy army right here. And that's what we're going to do. But before that, I just want to show you, look at King Valar. I had nothing to do with this. I know I changed things in between episodes once in a while, but I didn't change anything to do with this. Valar is now uncouth, and look, his hair has grown wild, and he's probably gone a little bit Targaryen crazy, considering how the war has turned against him. He probably barely escaped the burning of Dragonstone. And so, he's gone a little bit mad. So we've got ourselves a little bit of a mad king here in Valar, who was once known as the Young King. And then if we take a look at his heirs, I mean, his son's an adulterer, a philanderer. His other son ain't much better, callous and lustful. I mean, they might, his other son might be a little bit of a better warrior here, but just this branch of the Targaryens is going downhill, and that's why they need to be replaced. So we are going to drop off, just for custom's sake. I'm gonna split off. Oh, actually, I don't want to split off the hired soldiers. What I want to do is split off a new army. We're just gonna leave the trebuchets here, and then maybe 400 light footmen. And we're going to take the rest of the army to go and deal with the enemy. Now, we probably, 500 men, you wouldn't think that'd be enough to siege down King's Landing. But keep in mind, they lost hundreds of thousands of men. Like, the entire army of the South was wasted on Dragonstone, dead to almost a man. And so they got no troops left. Like, these armies right here are probably barely made up of, this is going to be like 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, or like 60-year-old men, like this is not their best troops. All their best troops are already dead. This is just the peasants here, and we are going to mop them up before we declare victory. So one final battle, I think, is what we shall engage ourselves in here. Hopefully our allies will come to our aid. And looks like we're going up against Lionel the Laughing Storm himself. I should point out that Rhaegar Baratheon did die of his wounds during that time as well. But yeah, here we go. He was once an ally, but now he sides with the Targaryens. And so we're going to take down the Laughing Storm here. And we're gonna end this war once and for all. This is the last shot of the Targaryen defenders, and as you can see, we have defeated them. Wow. Details of that battle. Any interesting details here? Haegon getting plenty of kills himself. Haegon's a strong warrior. Daemon Lannister slew Gladden while he was retreating. Let's see here. Lord Erwin of House Pyle was slain. Lewin Brune, House Brune was slain. Oswick, House Brune, two sons of House Brune were lost here. And then we captured Lord Benedict of House Fenwick here. So there we go. I mean, there's nothing left to the forces of the Targaryens at this point. I imagine that they have no choice but left. The city's surrounded, and their forces are completely and utterly annihilated. They've got nobody left to raise. The Westerlands, the Reach, the Stormlands, the Riverlands, and the Vale all have been completely devastated at this point. Probably wouldn't even send any troops if they were called upon. The North, not to mention, is currently trying to hold off the wildling invasion and probably not doing a very good job of it either. So, yeah, I think that we can safely say that that the Golden Company has won the war, has won the Fourth Blackfyre Rebellion, and it is now upon us to name a Blackfyre King. So let's see if they will accept here. And thus it is. And take a look at that. Valar was imprisoned as well, so we must have captured him in that battle. So I'm going to pause it here. Disaster for House Targaryen. King Haegon of House Blackfyre stands as... oh, what? Yeah, oh, okay. Yeah, no, he's the new king of the Seven Kingdoms, and House Targaryen has been cast down from its historic place. This is a dark day for all who support the Targaryen cause. There we go. And so we now have King Haegon Blackfyre. That is pretty epic. Now, as you can see, it looks like the Iron Throne is incredibly stable right now. And this doesn't really make sense for the situation. So I think that this is one of those times where I'm going to switch over to Haegon, and I'm going to do a little bit of stuff behind the scenes to kind of set up this scenario in a way that feels a little bit more plausible in the wake of this victory, because obviously, you know, the fact that the Targaryens, you know, just things don't really make sense, and the context needs to be adjusted a little bit to fit with the storyline we've created here. So I'm going to go and do a little bit behind the scenes, and then I will meet you back here in just a moment to explain our situation. All right, and here we are. Vows bestowed. My uncle Aegor kneels before me, swearing to exchange his life for mine, to obey my word and keep my confidence, to speak his mind or hold his tongue at my beck, and to defend the honor of my name, my dynasty, and my throne. He rises, pledging to me with all the strength to give his life to protect me. Rise, Sir Aegor. And there we go. I must thank you, my perceptive king, for bestowing the honor of serving within your royal guard to my uncle. Well, it seems that Aegor is pleased with this as well. And already they're coming to pay homage. All right, so does that mean that Aegor is the Lord Commander? Appoint as Lord Commander here. Yeah, so let's go and do that. And so now we have Lord Commander Aegor Bittersteel, and that is pretty damn cool. We also have to give one other person the honor of serving in the King's Guard, and that is none other than Sir Daemon Hill. And of course, we need to fill out our King's Guard with some of the most loyal members, and thus we shall also be naming Sir Daemon Hill, the protege of Ser Joffrey, to this great honor, though him and his wife, Carone, never had any children, thus leaving him eligible to be a King's Guard. We will offer Sir Daemon that great honor as well. And so let us see if he accepts here, which I'm sure that he shall. Greetings, I would be honored to be in your King's Guard. Well, let's make sure that you look like a King's Guard Haegon. Let's go and switch your armor. Oh, you should. Okay, we'll put him in default. He should theoretically switch over to the King's Guard stuff. There we go. My King's Guard Daemon kneels before me, swearing to exchange his life for mine. Rise, Sir Daemon of the King's Guard. And there we go. Excellent. And our King's Guard is filling out. All right, and we are back after those little interim events that you saw there. I took about an hour, maybe an hour and a half to set up the scenario in a way that I think makes a lot of sense. And I actually went and recorded that entire process as I went through everything using the debug menu, using console commands, using advanced cheat menu, and setting up the scenario as you're about to see it. So if you've ever wondered how I set up these custom scenarios and how I do things behind the scenes, I will be releasing this video for YouTube channel members and Patreons at any tier. So if you want to see that, you can join on either of those, YouTube or Patreon. There's links down below. And I will have a link in the Discord for those who are interested in this. And I really do go into depth and show you a little bit behind the curtain of what it takes to set up one of these scenarios. So if you're ever curious, if you've ever been curious, definitely go and consider that, because I go into pretty deep depth deep depth of how to set this up. But let us consider the scenario. Well, you will already have seen that we named Bittersteel as the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard. I think that this is truly fitting. The man was the greatest defender and the greatest promoter of the Blackfyre dynasty. He truly was the one who put Haegon here on the throne. And so I think it's only fitting that he is named the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard, especially considering he had no children and, you know, he had a lover. I actually don't think he ever married, so I don't know why it's. Huh. Yeah, I don't know why. Did he have a wife here? I guess so. But in any case, you know, we had no choice but to name him as the Lord Commander. It was only fitting. Who took over the Golden Company in his absence? Well, there weren't that many surviving members of the Golden Company that would be capable of leading it. I mean, one of them was Oronis Galagaris, the Bone Breaker here. Although we have never seen under his helmet, and I know that the channel member who created this character wants to see under the helmet, let me just say that whatever you imagine under this man's helmet is more than than what it would be to show it. So I think we should just let our imagination run wild and let you believe you know what's underneath the mask here. But yeah, this man isn't really capable of leading the company. He's just a strong warrior, but he's no leader. So I was looking through the surviving members, and I think the best option here is Willem the Wild Rune. House Royce indeed will be taking over the Golden Company from here. And I mean, he's pretty capable. He fought with us that entire war. And you know, he did pretty well. Not only that, but he also slew a Targaryen at some point during all this as well. Sir Maekar Targaryen, the son of Sir Daeronir. So yeah, that's what happened with the Golden Company. You'll also know or have seen that we also named Sir Daemon Hill, the protege and nephew of Ser Joffrey, the Black Lion. And we have named him to the Kingsguard as well. He's a capable warrior. No children as well. His wife, Caron, who was a capable warrior in the Golden Company as well. Probably some of the most... Well, she had I thought she had way more kills than this. But either way, quite capable. And Daemon's got some kills as well. But yeah, man's pretty good. So named to the Kingsguard. That's a great honor and a good way of honoring the memory of Ser Joffrey. Speaking of Ser Joffrey, may he rest in peace. Although he didn't live to see the end of the rebellion and didn't get to see his plan succeed, didn't get to sit on Casterly Rock, his son Ser Arion inherits his ambitions, as you can see, claiming the Westerlands and claiming Casterly Rock, though he does not hold it, because as we zoom out into the world, you'll see that although we can call ourselves the King of the Seven Kingdoms, we do not hold all of the Seven Kingdoms here. There are some realms and some lords that have refused to bend the knee to their new Blackfyre king. Not that many, because we absolutely crushed them, but there's a few stubborn holdouts, and we'll take a look at the most notable among them. So you'll see here that we have Prince Valar, or King Valar, currently imprisoned. We have not released him yet, though his son, Prince Maelor, had escaped, and he is now fled to Dorne with the rest of the Targaryen family. They've fled to go under the protection of the Prince of Dorne. I don't know what's calling him a lord here, but we'll go and fix that. Regardless, the Prince of Dorne is still sworn to King Valar. Oh, it's probably because of the location of all this. You know, things get a little buggy when you're messing around with stuff. But in any case, the Targaryens have fled to Dorne under the protection of the Martells, who obviously have good reason to continue to serve the Targaryens, considering that the Prince of Dorne's mother was a Targaryen herself, and his family has been closely aligned with the Targaryens. I believe he's even friends with Valar. So the Dornish did not surrender. They did not give up. And so they remain true, along with a few others, just like some lords here and there, House Merton, House Tarth, High Towers, still remaining loyal. Golden Grove, not happy that Bittersteel stole their sword, so they refused to bend the knee. Same with House Oakhart. And then, of course, the Westerlands as well are still under Lord Tybalt, because even though they lost a significant amount of troops, Casterly Rock, one of the most defensible castles in Westeros, isn't going to fall easily. And so Tybalt remains here, and we're going to have to defeat him once more if we want to put Aerion as the Lannister, as the next Lord Lannister. But that's we got a long ways to go for that. And the Iron Islands, well, the Iron Islands are gonna do as the Iron Islands do. And Loron here, Loron the Hawk, he's a raider, he's a poet, he's a very formidable Ironborn raider, and so he names himself independent there. The North has joined us. Most of the High Lords or the Lords Paramount have sworn fealty. House Aaron, House Tully, House Tyrell, House Baratheon, and House Stark. They've all bent the knee. But there's a few, like I said, there's a few lords that haven't. House Derry, House Grafton. The reason why House Grafton didn't is because House Royce was a big supporter of the Blackfyres this go around. And so, that rivalry between House Royce and House Grafton means that House Grafton has refused to bend the knee. So yeah, Haegon, that's kind of the situation down here. We'll obviously need to deal. So we've got King Valar imprisoned right now, but there's various lords and, powerful lords who are, still not recognizing us as the legitimate ruler. They still consider Valar to be the legitimate ruler here. And so, in that regard, we could potentially execute him, but I mean that might not be the best. By keeping him imprisoned, we do essentially have them a little bit hostage, and we literally have a hostage while we try to secure the realm for ourselves, because not everybody is going to be a big fan of Haegon. I mean, the Tyrells, all these lords, they may have bent the knee. Tully doesn't mind us, I guess. But yeah, they may have bent the knee, but they don't really like Haegon. Our legitimacy is still... actually, our legitimacy is pretty decent here, which is helping us a lot. Probably just because of the strength of our army. That brings legitimacy. But yeah, we still need to secure the realm. So to that effect, we do need to do a couple things. And I'm going to play a little bit as Haegon here, just to let this scenario kind of pass, because, we're still playing the Golden Company playthrough, the Golden Company series. And until Bittersteel dies, that is what this remains. So we can't play as Bittersteel, but we can continue his story through the eyes of Haegon here for at least a little bit longer. So what are we going to do? Well, one thing that I do want to do is, I know that we have one of the daughters of our older brother, Sir Daemon here, who has been ousted from the line of succession. We've got one of his daughters here in his court, and we can use her as a bargaining chip to reward an ally or seal an alliance. And there are some good possibilities here, like Lord Daeron Velaryon, I'm thinking is probably gonna be the best one. House Velaryon was very, very helpful to us. You know, their fleet was integral to winning this war. So I think getting giving a reward to House Velaryon here is going to be quite reasonable there. So we'll offer that suggestion. We've also made him the master of ships as well. So that's pretty fitting. We've got Lionel the Laughing Storm as our lord or our master at arms, the master at arms of the Iron Throne, in order to kind of, well, hopefully win him over. He was on our side once and he did bend the knee, so hopefully he'll remain loyal. Our master at laws, the Lord Tyrell. I mean, these aren't the most loyal lords, but they're powerful lords, and so you know we want to have some loyal characters in our kings in our council, but we also want to have some powerful ones as well to kind of win them over. As for the Hand of the King, oh man, who do we make that? I mean, actually, Lionel Baratheon would be a good Hand of the King. That could actually be a pretty good one. You know what? I think we'll make oh yeah, okay. Let's make Lionel the Hand of the King. Give him that honor. That's gonna bind the Baratheons to us. Hopefully relatively securely. They did join us once. They fought against us in that second one, but I can completely understand why. So that means we need a new marshal, and I think that, you know, we could maybe give that honor to Lord Willem the Daring, because as you can see in the chaos of that Southern War, the wildlings have a rampage through the north. Raymond Redbeard has named himself as the King Beyond the Wall. He's conquered a ton of the northern lands. Winterfell remains free, and some of the southern ones remain free, and of course the Mormonts holding out on their island. But the wildlings have run amok, and so if we can get the, you know, William, and the way I see it here, and the way I see this happening is Raymond Redbeard's rebellion was stopped by well, after he killed Lord Baron Stark, and he killed he killed Donner Stark in a battle here, the Battle of Long Lake, I believe it was. But he himself was killed by Ardo Stark, and if you haven't seen our Lone Wolf series, definitely go and check that out because that was pretty fun. But considering that Ardos was killed in a previous war against the Blackfyres, there was no Ardos to stop Raymond Redbeard, and thus the battle went the other way in this timeline. It went in favor of the wildlings, and so they've conquered a bunch of the north. That doesn't necessarily mean that I mean, the Starks did kind of fail, but Lord Willem the Daring here, he's still powerful and he's still capable, and we do need to kick the wildlings out if we are to, you know, legitimize ourselves as the ruler of the Seven Kingdom. So I think we are going to make him the marshal, and we're going to work with him to kick out the wildlings, and that is going to secure us on the Iron Throne here. As for our steward, oh, all right, let's see. Our brother Prince Aegor could be good to have a loyalist on the council. And then our spy master, this one's going to be very important. We need to have a loyal spy master here. Not too many people like us, though. That's kind of the unfortunate thing. Boy. Yeah, okay. We might need to... Yeah, most of these people are not very good. Let's see. Oh, we could put Ser Arian here. He doesn't like us that much here. It's because our court grandeur and all that stuff is lower. We'll need to boost that up. Actually, if we boost that up and give him this... You know what? I think Ser Arian here, you know, he might be a young man, but he learned from Grand Mayor Lorella the Corrupt. And the kid might have, he also was the son of Ser Joffrey here. So let's get Arion on the council. I think that's kind of cool. He's a young man, but he's maybe making a name for himself as a capable master of whispers. So speaking of, we do need to boost up our court grandeur. So let's go to our court and let me recall where the button even for that is right here. So let's go into our court. Our court grandeur needs to get boosted up. So, oh man, we can't really afford to boost it up that much. Oh boy. I think we got to boost it up a little bit here. But we got to pay off the debts. No, you know what? I don't think we can. Let's just put everything up to the middle. That's all we can afford right now. So that's all we can do. We'll boost it up, and that'll help quite a bit here. All right, so that's all for now. Let's let some time pass and just see if there's any events or anything like that. Greetings, my implacable liege. I will take your marriage proposal, says Lord Daeron Velaryon. Good to have House Velaryon on our side. Got some ransoms being offered for some of those former Kingsguards here. Oh, wants to pay 500 to release the young king? No. What about you? You want to get literally? Yeah, we'll release those former Kingsguard, but we'll take the money in return. Not in depth, not endorsed by the High Septon. We should try to sway him over if we can, I guess. We can pardon criminals. No, I think we just hold on for now. We can't continue the war because we're heavily in debt, and we had to pay back Pentos, don't forget, for the army that they sent. So that's why we're so heavily in debt. Was the payment to Pentos for helping us win the war, and Pentos will be pretty good. Oh, actually, there was one thing that I wanted to do. Duncan, are you still in our realm? Yes, Duncan, I want to negotiate a settlement with you. We'll lose some legitimacy, but we got to reward Duncan, don't we? And the High Lordship of the Baywater Woods and the Lordship of the Gauntlet seems like a pretty good reward for Duncan the Tall. We're going to make him a lord, and that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Having waited anxiously for his response to my offer, yeah, he accepts, and that is pretty cool. We lose some legitimacy, but you know what? That totally makes sense, that we wouldn't be the most legitimate here. We actually went down a level, but interesting here. Ooh, I have heard some disturbing news from Lord Gawain about your misdeeds. You may call yourself a faithful, but your actions prove that you do not follow the path of the Father. As I cannot permit your wicked behavior to hide behind the mask of the faith of the Seven, I have no choice but to excommunicate you from the faith. May the Father have mercy on your soul. Totally makes sense that we would get excommunicated here. We do not have the backing of the High Septon, obviously, which is sad, but it is what it is. Got a court event here, building blocks. Oh, is this Gawain here? Is this the guy who ratted on us? What do they have here? Chard Hill could do it. Oh, we cannot afford. Lordship of Summerfield gains common runes for 25 years. Yeah, I don't think we can rebuild Summerfield at all. Cannot afford any of that here. We could hold court. I do think. Hold court. Yeah, let's hear the petitioners to the Iron Throne here, to their new king, Haegon Blackfyre. And I think we can see right here, oh, Daemon Lannister standing guard for the king there, right beside the Iron Throne. So well done. Gesture for the first in line to approach. Who is it? I am faced with Sylvie Gawain's eyes. King, the girl has been at Lomas's court with no one to watch over her. Who is this girl? Oh, it's Sylvie Gawain. My hands are full, but I will find her a home. She becomes a Grand Maester Colmar's ward. That doesn't seem like a smart thing to do. But I think unfortunate, not the crown's problem. Yeah, we don't have all the I don't know, maybe we do. Well, yeah, maybe we'll make her a serving girl. All right, she can be a serving girl. My master of laws, Lord Paramount Omer, approaches me, puffing his chest like he often does. My lord, I have a brilliant idea. How about we host a fair or perhaps even a festival for the common folk to expose themselves? We'll hold... Oh, gosh. You lose 365. Boy. I cannot spend the resources on this. Yeah, we can't waste resources on a festival right now. Oh, and then the High Septon comes in a brief moment of silence, the High Septon comes in. My liege, he says. My smiles and laughter are a great indicator of a lively court, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, you just excommunicated us. So perhaps we'll look into this. I shall imply this gesture of yours. Yeah, no, we're absolutely not accepting anything from the High Septon here. So my business is done. So yeah, look at that. We've got Sir Daemon Lannister here. Can we see Aegor in the court? Anywhere? I don't see Aegor here. Bittersteel is nowhere to be seen at the moment, but that's all right. Can we fill up the throne room with some objects here? Oh yeah, the Iron Throne's already set up. What about posting some of these? Magnificent chest. Oh, let's put the dragon skulls here. Yeah, why not? And a dragon egg. Yeah, we gotta show that we are Targaryen. Targaryen bloods. We'll put the Targaryen banner there. Ooh, wow, we can put the big dragon skulls. Oh, well, that's even cooler. Yeah, we don't want to put the Targaryen banner, right? That wouldn't make sense. So let's put the biggest ones. Vhagar, Balerion. Yeah, there we go. So we got Vermithrax and Valerion. Yeah, all right, that's pretty cool. And what about the rest here? We want to put them on display, right? So let's get Meraxes on there as well. And then Vhagar as well. So all the biggest of the dragons here lining the walls as it should be. There we go. And our court grandeur is going to grow with that as well. We lost some legitimacy, but frankly, yeah, like I said, it makes sense that we're not exactly the most legitimate ruler here. A claim on Stonecliff. Tybolt has a claim on Stonecliff. Well, of course he does. And he actually legitimately does in this case here. So, yeah, the question is, I wonder how long Aegor's going to live. 69 years old. Not too bad. Oh, they're creating the Dissolution faction? Yeah, they want to kick us off the Iron Throne here. These guys do not accept our rule lightly. We're probably going to have to face a war against... oh, man, look at this. Minus 100, minus 73. Oh, you know what? We should probably switch from... Was that a scheme against us? Hooks and secrets. I wasn't actually paying attention. Probably somebody trying to murder us. I think we should actually... The High Septon doesn't like us, so we should probably try to sway the Baratheons and get a strong ally here with the Baratheons. Probably makes the most sense here. You might be a king, Haegon, but you're also a brash boar. Mistress Mylesa says that even she struggles. It's calming. Alright, what else do we want to do? We should probably find a... Should we find a wife for Arion? Oh, look at his mustache. That's a Spy Master's mustache right there. Ooh, House Caswell? Not too bad. Lantel? Not so bad. Honeywiner? I mean, Caswell seems like a reasonable house to marry Arion into. All right, so what do we have here? The High Septon has offered us a gift. Please accept this humble gift. So now you want to get on our good side? Interesting. I don't know why you would excommunicate us and then want to give us a gift. I guess we'll accept, though. Sometimes the game doesn't really make all that much sense here. And this guy, Alan Cockshaw, Damon's lover, wants us to release him from prison. You know what? I think we can. Nah, actually, I don't think we can, because then they might want to try to put Damon on the throne. He might be more valuable or easier for them to control. Oh, we want to go down the martial lifestyle. Authority focus is probably going to be the best for us, I would think, because we might face some imminent rebellions here. Your neighbor, High King Raymond, has won against... Oh, yeah, he's defeating the Lord Commander, of course. But yeah, we just need to kind of hold on here and just, try to secure the realm as much as possible before we lose our greatest asset, and that is Lord Commander Aegor, because he's still with us for now, but it's entirely possible that he might die soon. Our council broke for some reason. All right, I guess we'll replace. I guess we'll replace some of you guys. Oh, actually, Lord Dare. No, you got to be that. Let's see. Golden Tooth. We can get a little Westerlander in there. Castellan. Gonna put you back in the hand of the king. And our steward, Aegor, can go back in there. Not sure what happened there. But there we go. Pause. The troublemaker. My vassal Lord Gorman approaches me. Rage in his eyes. I found this little monster among my thing. Oh, apparently we have a cat named Pause that is causing trouble. Not the most interesting of things there, but nice. Aronis got promoted to the heavy infantry captain. We can see that right over here, so that's kind of cool. What's Leader Willem doing? Going around and providing us with or just doing some odd jobs here and there. Oh, looks like... Oh, ho, ho, ho. Look at that. Well, now, this is actually interesting. Not to mention, there does seem to be a little bit of a rebellion here in his lands. The Independence War. So a bunch of these lords are just saying that they don't want to, they don't believe in serving the Targaryens anymore, so they're going to go independent. Meanwhile, Valar, our prisoner, is saying, let us meet you in single combat. Well, we have to accept, right? Oh, this is actually going to be a crazy fight. Ooh, man, we got to win this one. But we can't turn it down, right? We have to prove ourselves. We're the same age. We're the same skill level. He's been in the dungeon for a while. I think we got to do it, right? I think we have to. Oh, we could have Daemon Lannister do it. No, we have to do it ourselves, right? Trial by combat. This could be it. This could be what cements ourselves, or this could be a very, very terrible idea. But Haegon, he can't have the Kingsguard. Ooh, or could he? Does he fight him himself? Oh man, that's actually tough. Or do we put it in the hands of Daemon? Daemon Lannister. Oh boy, or Daemon Hill. Oh man, you know what? Even though I think that it probably makes more sense for Haegon to do it, I think that Sir Daemon as one of our Kingsguard steps up, and he would probably say that the House Blackfyre cannot risk losing their king. And so he will stand for the king. And so, okay, we're going to trust in Daemon here. Okay. And I see there's 2 champions. It's going to be, okay, I have King Valor brought before me to the battlefield near the Red Keep in chains for his trial. His chosen champion, Aethan, arrives in short. So it's a Targaryen. He's called in a Targaryen. One of his, his son. He's called up his son. That's so cool. So it's his son, Aethan, who is a blade master, let it be known, versus Sir Daemon Hill, the Knight of our Kingsguard. Come on, may the best man win. Come on, Sir Daemon. Come on, Sir Daemon. Kill him, kill him, kill him. This would be an epic moment for Sir Daemon here. The 7 who are one smiled heartily on me yesterday. As Daemon kills Aethan, I stand vindicated in the eyes of men and gods, and as I leave, I grin at Valar, no longer King Valar, even though some might claim it. Yesterday, we put our quarrel before the 7 who are one, and the 7 who are one answered wisely. There we go. Well done. So he shall... I mean, what does that mean? I guess we execute him? Is a known criminal lost trial by combat allowing you to execute him without being viewed? It's technically not kinslaying. Oh man, I think that maybe we do. I think we have to execute him now that he's he called up the trial by combat to judge who was the true king of the 7 kingdoms, and I think that in the wake of that, we definitely need to do this. Plus, we gain 36 dread, which is not bad. But yeah, let us have him. Oh, we need to. Can we choose an executioner here? We should get an executioner before we do that. A headsman. Who's going to be our headsman? Anybody interesting here? A lot of these guys are just previous. These are previous Kingsguard here. So I don't think a lot of them would do it. But Sumner, yeah, like John Roxton, a bunch of these guys are previous Kingsguard. But Sumner Felton, he wasn't. And he's actually excellent at the job. So this character's crimes are forgiven. So you will be our headsman. Public execution. All domain counties gain 12 control. Oh, yeah. Let us have a public execution of Valar. This is perfect. So cool. And there it is. And so it is done. Valar, the young king, has been executed. Lost the trial by combat, and then he lost his head. And that, I think, is pretty fitting. And then now his son, Maekar here, or Maelor, is going to, even though he claims to be the king, he is going to need to... He's going to need to defend himself now, because he's not going to be accepted as the king in the same way the rest are. I would like for your kinsman, Daemon Blackfyre, to be a squire of Clifford Rawdon. Are these squire offer to... No, yeah, that doesn't seem like the best one. How about, who's this one from? Shermer. Evelyn Cage. Come on, where's Rudiger? How's Rudiger? This guy's actually quite capable, so sure. So there we go. Quite cool. Yeah, so Maelor here, King Maelor as he calls himself, isn't going to hold the same respect among some of these lords that his father did, certainly. So the Targaryen's power is definitely waning. We just need to deal with this massive debt that we have. And that should definitely make things a lot better. And then we got to go and deal with the wildlings, but we can't deal with the wildlings until we have some money, because the realm is in debt. A curse undone, Lord Gawain. This was the guy who got the Pope to excommunicate us. So, all right, yeah, let's just continue on. Let's speed up time a little bit here. Good job, Daemon Lannister. Look at that. Killed Prince Aethan Targaryen in a trial by combat. Pretty cool. Well done. Guess it was a good job to make him in the King's Guard there. There's a bunch of little rebellions and stuff going on there. So there's a melee contest. Oh, look at this. Lord Commander Aegor and some others have joined in a contest. My vassal Lord John stands. Maybe you can give me a few pointers. Oh, I see. I see what kind of pointers he wants to give us. Maybe John can give us a few pointers. Yeah, maybe. Watch somehow we actually end up getting our wife pregnant here and have a legitimate heir from our own loins. That would be kind of a interesting way to end things off, I would imagine. Tumble trouble. You will notice a difference immediately. Am I cursed to live a childless life? You will gain bad fertility counsel. Yeah, no way. We're not having any kids. Looks like Aegor's gonna inherit here. And then presumably his son, Prince Aegon, will inherit after him. Oh, we're probably being raided by, the Bravosi. We'll trust our lords to deal with that, yeah. A shadow over 9 stars. We should do something. Summon the Maester. Yeah, we should summon the Maester here. He says that thinking outside the box, so desperate measures are required. All right, we'll trust you for that. And it was a success. So good smart thinking there. Let's see. Oh my gosh. There's a lot of diseases in our realm. What did you say? Yeah, desperate measures here as well. All right. Wonderful. Good. They're doing well with this anyways. Arian caught a spy. Colmar was a spy. The Grand Maester was a spy. Who sent him? I wonder who sent him. Colmar. Does that mean we can arrest him? We can imprison criminals? Doesn't seem so. Oh, he refuses to expose who is spying on you. Colmar will be banished from the realm. The Grand Maester? Do we execute the Grand Maester? I mean, he was a spy. I don't actually know exactly. I mean, the Maesters are still beholden to us. Has a Grand Maester ever been executed before? I don't think that you would want to. Oh man, pissing off the Maesters though is not actually the best idea. He'll be banished from the realm. I will be merciful. I think we'll be merciful. I just think getting the Maesters on your wrong side is a terrible, terrible idea. And I think Haegon is smart enough to know that. But, once you know... Oh, look at this. Maelor has been excommunicated as well. That's hilarious. So there is no good... no good king that is backed by the church at this point. Both of them are all the Blackfyres and all the Targaryens are just considered insuitable for ruling the realm here by the religious folks. Anyways, totally fitting, totally makes sense. So I'm not gonna go and deal with their. Oh, that is actually quite a bit of disease. We could isolate the capital. Probably a smart idea. And I don't want to enter seclusion though, because that would be a bad thing for Haegon to do. He can't be seen hiding away from things, not at this point of his rule here. We need to remain visible to the people, otherwise they will stop deciding to follow us here. This guy's come to pay homage. Excellent. Oh, Aegor. Aegor might be on his way out here. Near death. Oh, I mean, it's it is what it is, I suppose. Are you a swordsman? Oh, it seems our brother wishes to host us and enjoying our knowledge of warfare. So yeah, all right. We get along with our brother quite well, actually, and he's actually a very capable warrior too, so We arrive at Dragonstone, and after a short exchange of pleasantries, we tour the armory. Shall we, my friend? We gain a... Oh, he invites me to a friendly duel. All right, let's duel our brother. That's pretty cool. And we won the duel. Nice. Wonderful visit. Nice. That's pretty cool. Get a little moment with our brother. Oh, look at this. The Prince of Dorne was slain in battle, slain by Randall Bentley. Oh, so the Prince of Dorne was slain in the rebellion of the against King Maelor here. So the new Prince of Dorne here is his grandson. Huh, that is actually very cool. So Dorne, yeah, I mean, definitely their realm is going to be weak and a lot easier for the Blackfyres to take up once we have these debt paid off and we can actually afford an army. So we just need to continue. That's cool though. It's cool to see that he the Prince of Dorne was fighting on, you know, they were loyal to the Targaryens to the very end, or Prince Olivar was, but oh, what's going on here? War declared. The Iron Throne is at a state of war. Call the banners. Oof. Okay. Hold on. I, Omar Tyrell, hereby declare myself king. All shall acknowledge my free and independent rule. Gods be good. Rally the troops. Okay. Looks like a bunch of them did. Okay, so the North is staying out of it. The Riverlands is staying out of it. The Vale is staying out of it. And not even all of the Reet, but at least some of them. Oh, wow, look at this. Actually, this time we've got the allies. Yeah, the Tyrells don't have much here, so they don't have much to call upon. Broken contract. Who is this? Brian Lannister. Brian must honor the contract. Sure. Lordship of Crakehall? Yeah, okay. Well, whatever. Don't really care about that Lannister. Let's gather up our army here. And then we'll go and deal with the Tyrells. So the Tyrells were not going to sit idly by under the Targaryen or the Blackfyre rule, and so they tried to rise up. They thought the Reach was going to rise up with them, but I think that this was a pretty foolish move. Tyrells here. Oh, we don't even need to gather up our armies. We've got huge armies here, so let us go and just march straight in, I guess, and siege them down. Let's get another one over here. Yeah, they're not going to stand a chance. This ain't going to go good. Let's employ both strategies. Let's get advanced tactics here. And let's continue to go and deal with our enemies. Looks like they're going to get involved in a couple battles here already. They will get a few victories, it does seem. An oath fulfilled. Aegor Bittersteel, my uncle Aegor, has fulfilled his solemn oath and has departed this world under the mantle of his white cloak. Bittersteel succumbed to a fatal apoplexy. He was a skilled knight who acquitted himself with aplomb in the service of his liege, King Haegon, being well regarded for his skill at arms. With his departure to the seven heavens, the duty now falls to fill the vacancy among the renowned ranks of the White Cloaks. Bring me the greatest knights in the realm. Well, first, a brotherhood bereft. With the passing of my uncle Aegor, the Kingsguard are robbed of leadership. Now comes the crucial task of filling his sabatons. Daemon would seem the best man for the job and is expected by most to succeed Aegor as the Lord Commander. And indeed, Sir Daemon Battleborn is his nickname. That is epic. Battleborn. Oh, he has cancer though? That sucks for him, but he will be the new Lord Commander here. We will bring the greatest knights of the realm, because we will need some new Lord Commander Daemon Battleborn. epic. All right, we got to go and take this Tyrell army down here. All right, who do we got? Emmett, Torgan, Sir Quillian. This guy's pretty capable, but I think he was a previous one. Emmett Seaswift, though, wasn't. So let's see if he'll join. Okay, let's get our armies in over here. Oh, we might be in a little bit of trouble. There we go. We got enough of them in time. He will serve as the Kingsguard. Excellent. Rise, Sir Emmett. And here we go. Engaging in battle against the enemy. I believe that we're fighting in the battle, of course, here, which is excellent to see. But yeah, may he rest in peace, Sir Aegor Bittersteel. And I think, you know, with that, in this victory that we find here in the wake of Aegor's death, we have to honor the sacrifices of those who fought so hard to put the Blackfyres on the throne. Not only Sir Aegor here, the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard, but obviously Ser Joffrey, the Black Lion of House Lannister, who was a very capable commander and helped form the Golden Company into what it was and helped create the situation that allowed the Blackfyres to end up in this. You know, his wife, Mayor Lorella, who gave the Blackfyres and the Golden Company succor while they were spending time here in the disputed lands. Lord Commander Daemon obviously has fought well for us and is now our new Lord Commander. Rogar Baratheon fought well for us as well. Master Lance was a capable and good friend to Ser Joffrey a long time ago. Well, that was only too fitting because as I was just about to wind things down there, the game crashed. And I mean, makes sense. The mod is super out of date at this point. We're on the wrong version. Submods are just going crazy. And things are getting a little bit unstable. And I was recording for a very long time. I believe it's 3 a.m. right now. And with that, I think that we need to bid farewell to Aegor Bittersteel and potentially to this playthrough. Now, I know we've set up a really cool scenario here, and I'm sure that some of you want to see more from it. Like I said, this is getting very unstable, but if we can get 100 comments on this video, I will at least see if it is possible to do one more season from this playthrough, maybe as Blackfyre, maybe as somebody else, because I do have some cool ideas. Leave your suggestions down below. Like I said, if we get to 100 comments, I can't guarantee we'll do it because it's a super unstable save right now, but I'll see if we can give it a try. But regardless, thank you for following this journey with me. And it's been a pretty fun one, from Ser Joffrey's time to Bittersteel's time, and setting up the scenario that we'll see in the future. You can imagine the stories that might come as well. And so thank you for watching, Wanderers. I will see you in the next one.